Magandang hapon mga kababayan at welcome sa ang Pinoy Facebook Live. So, siguro maraming nagtataka sa inyo ngayon. This is actually our second episode na hapon po, 1 p.m. and we're actually doing it ngayong Sabado. And lagi kong sinasabi, every episode is actually a special episode. But before we go to our guest today, let me first welcome and introduce our co-host for today, Miss Jean Estrabon. Miss Jean, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, JCL. It's 2021, so let's hope for a better year and better Philippines. Hi, everyone.
I like it. Better year, better Philippines, and better signal.
Better signal, yes, of course.
better
We're actually
internet,
hoping for that.
better internet
Mm,
signal. So, Miss Jean, as
oo.
I have initially mentioned, this is our second time that we're actually having the Ang Pinoy Facebook Live at 1
Mm-hmm.
p.m. And we only do this if our guest is actually from the other side of the world. So for this for
Mm-hmm. Which
today,
is the
our guest,
US.
yes, for today our guest is from the United States of America, specifically San Francisco, and we are very excited to have her because this is actually the first time that we're guesting a kababayan who was
Mm-mm.
born abroad and who grew
Mm-hmm.
up in the US. So we can
Mm-mm.
actually talk a lot about so many things. We can talk about so many things. So without further ado, let me first introduce our guest for today, Miss Marie Tahon Scott. Hi Marie, good afternoon and welcome.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Marie.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
Thanks too for
so much.
gracing FB.
Yes. Mga
Mhm.
kababayan, baka po magtaka kayo. You might actually be confused later on, but
Mm.
Marie doesn't know how to speak Tagalog or Filipino. So our questions would be in
Mm.
English, but once in a while, me and Miss Jean will probably inject some Tagalog or Filipino words. Is that
Yeah.
okay, Marie?
Yeah, that's perfectly good.
Okay. Miss Jean, you want to start the question or gusto mong kamustahin muna si Marie?
Well, ang question ko is that do you know of any do you speak a little bit of Tagalog or do you just understand a little bit? Are
I
there Filipino words that you speak in the house?
yeah, so I understand some words. Definitely not fluent.
Uh-huh.
But like I can whenever I hear my relatives talking, I can sort of understand them, but
Mm-hmm.
not enough for me to respond in Tagalog.
Oh, okay, okay.
Miss Jean, Marie is actually a licensed
Yeah.
or registered AMFT. I was asking her about
Mm-hmm.
AMFT. So maybe before we can probably ask some questions, Marie, could you tell us your profession or
Mm-hmm.
what we were discussing a while ago? What
Mm-hmm.
exactly is registered AMFT in the US?
Yeah, so AMFT stands for Associate Marriage and Family Therapist. I just recently received my associate number from the BBS, which is the organization who distributes licenses
Mhm.
in California. And basically, that means I finished grad school. I just graduated with my master's degree in October. So I have my 2 years
Mm-hmm.
of school under my belt with some training. And now I'm on
Mm-hmm.
my way to get fully licensed. So I am in the middle way of being a fully
Mm-hmm.
licensed therapist. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm still considered therapist.
A
Wow.
therapist. You mentioned earlier that you're into mental health. So I think I'm lost.
Yes, Miss Jana. Oo nga,
Yeah, yeah.
2021 na, the internet signal
The
still.
21st na. Yeah. Marie mentioned earlier that her course allows her to, talk about mental health issues with her patients. Is that it?
Yeah, so previously where I received my training before I
Mm-hmm.
graduated,
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a whole variety of people with different diagnoses.
Mm-hmm.
It could some were like people who experienced depression or anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
even folks who were also experiencing poverty because they were
Mm-hmm.
also having hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in an agency that helped the overall individual succeed in life,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was with food or money or
Mm-hmm.
mental health.
So your specialization is that do you focus on, at the age range? No, you don't have to. You mentioned.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, but my
Mm-hmm.
past experience has only been
Mm-hmm.
working with adults.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I have worked with kids in the past, but
Mm-hmm.
not in
Mm-hmm.
the mental health setting.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious, Marie, what made you decide to push through with that career? Because
Yes.
it's very challenging, and though that's actually a
It,
very
it is. It is.
yeah, that's what we need
Mm-hmm.
now, especially at this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are experiencing mental challenges or psychological challenges,
Yeah.
not because they really have a problem, but sometimes depression really comes in and you can't really avoid it.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to take up that course and proceed with
Mm-hmm.
that path?
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, there are a lot of reasons why I chose this path. One reason was I took my first psychology class in high school, and I really liked how the brain worked and how people functioned with each other, and just like how different emotions affect
Mm-hmm.
people, and just I liked the sociology part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason was a personal
Mm-hmm.
reason, because not every not every therapist is gonna say that they haven't been to therapy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I've been to therapy for my own
Mm-hmm.
experiences, and like I've was strong enough to overcome it. So since I was able to overcome those experiences in my past, I thought that I would be a great help in the field, and like this is the work that I want to do. Like some
Mm-hmm.
other people helped me while I was a client or a
Mm-hmm.
patient, and now I want to be able to be the one to provide the help, just like how other
Yeah.
people provided help for me.
Yeah. This is like paying forward because you had sessions before, right? Yeah. You have been helped before. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good.
That's actually a very good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question, Marie. I have been asking you a while ago before we actually started the program.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we were actually informed that you grew up in the States. You were born in the States. My question was, is your mom a Filipina and your dad is a Filipino? Could you tell us more about your family? So just for us to have like a little understanding.
Yeah, so my mom is full Filipino. And my dad, he's actually mixed with African American, Irish, and Native American. So I'm very much a mixed kid from the United States. But since I was raised by my mom and my grandma,
Mm-hmm.
I resonate more with the Filipino culture because that's what was
Mm-hmm.
surrounding me growing up.
Mm-hmm. So would you say you're more Filipino than from your father's side? It's a lot. Irish. How many races are there? You're just one united color. Yeah. Mixed
No,
race. Yeah. So,
it's
I
really
mean,
hard
how would you
because
consider yourself? How many percent of your personality is Filipino?
well, I did take a 23andMe test and I found out I was like 49% Filipino. So that I have some like evidence saying that I'm 49% Filipino or about 50% Filipino. But since the only thing that I really knew
And
growing up was Filipino culture, like I will always
mm-hmm,
share my other heritages, but I will also I think it's important to
mm-hmm.
share that the heritage that I resonate most with is my Filipino side because that's
It's your
what I grew
Filipino.
up with and that's what raised
Yeah.
me,
Uh-huh.
and that's the life that I'm living in. And I'm not lucky enough to experience each and every one of my heritages all day long with different cultures, but I'm happy. I'm still so grateful that I'm even half Filipino and that I get to be raised by my full Filipino mother and my full Filipino immigrant grandmother who came from the
Mhm.
Philippines.
When was the last time you've been to the Philippines? When was the last time you visited?
Oh my
How
gosh,
long ago was it?
it was a long time ago. I was still a little kid. I think I was in like the third grade.
Oh my gosh.
Um, yeah, I mean, we used to go every year since I was a baby up until fourth
Mhm.
grade, and then
Mhm.
I guess plane tickets got too expensive, but and we took a break.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
may I know what is your favorite food? I mean, favorite dish,
Ah.
Filipino dish. What is the one thing that you want your mother and your Lola, your grandparents, your grandmother, um, you request from them to cook for you, especially for you?
Oh, I mean, I love lechon. And
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so healthy.
I know.
Yeah,
I'll just eat the
Lechon is very
lechon
good.
or lumpia. Recently it's been a little cold outside, so I've been learning how to make sotonghon and
yeah.
trying
Oh.
to, yeah, I've been trying to learn how some recipes and like remake them myself.
Mhm, mhm.
Wow,
Nice.
lumpia, yun, sotanghon.
Yeah, comfort food ang setonghon.
Comfort,
No?
yeah,
Comfort food
yeah.
yan.
Uh,
Oo.
Marie, I'm actually curious because you mentioned that you were raised by your grandparents or grandlola. When we talk
Mhm.
about in the Philippines, if you hear that you were raised by your
Mhm.
grandparents, the grandparents would normally raise the granddaughter with several attributes, and
Mm.
the granddaughter became really close or become really close to the grandparents because there is a
Mhm.
certain trait that they would normally share.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
question is, what exact trait have you inherited from your grandparents or your
Mhm.
grandlola,
Yeah, so
grandmother?
my Lola, like I get a lot of traits from her. I probably get the my cleanliness from her, like the strictness of wanting to make my bed every day,
Mhm.
and making sure I always like have a snack on me or I have
Don't get hungry.
because you never know when you're gonna get hungry or thirsty.
Yeah,
But like when I was little, I
exactly.
always thought it was so weird. Like I don't want to make my bed every day. What's the point? I'm just gonna go back to bed. But like now as an adult, like I really appreciate that cleanliness and
Mhm.
that organization that she set up for me as since a young kid.
Mm.
Mhm.
How
Mhm.
about the religious side? Because the grandmother would normally teach the granddaughter or the grandchildren to pray every day.
Yeah.
Were you also taught about those things?
Yeah, she taught me how to use the rosary every night.
Oh.
I went to Catholic school,
Oh.
so I was always around other Catholic people, and I went to mass. We always went to mass, midnight mass, and we it was always church every Sunday, and me learning what the rosary was when I was a little kid. I thought it
Mhm.
was just like a bracelet or jewelry, but she
Mhm.
would taught me that it was something very important and
Yeah,
that
each
each bead was
beard.
important.
Exactly. Have you seen that Disney, was it a short commercial or short movie? The one with the Lola and the Apo? Have you
Hmm.
seen that?
Yeah, that made
And
me teary eyed. That made me a
it
little. Yeah, it was really cute and nice.
yeah. So did it resonate well with you? Because it's a Lola and Apo thing there. And
Yeah.
the Apo actually looked like you. She had curly hair. So that was pretty. Have you seen that, Giselle? The Disney short movie. It was really
What's the
good.
title of that movie again?
I don't really know, but it has the parole and then the Lola, first generation in the US, and then she gave it to the Apo. It's very much like what I would see in Marie and her Lola when they get together. the Lola teaching her what to do. That's
I'm
really good.
actually
That's
thinking
really cute in December. Yeah, that was
maybe I
cute in
saw it.
December.
Yeah, maybe I saw
We
it.
should
I
have.
just
Yeah.
couldn't really
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Couldn't forget. Yeah.
Mm. Marie,
Okay.
if in case that you will, we were discussing a while ago, Miss
Mhm.
Jean, if she wanted to visit the Philippines again, and she said,
Yeah.
yeah, she's been wanting to go back. What
Mm-hmm.
exactly do you want to check in the Philippines? What place do you want to visit?
Well, I definitely want to visit my family who's in Quezon City.
Mm.
They've been there. All my cousins and aunties, they're all there. Um, I mean, just visit my family's house and see all the history that's gone by since the last time I've gone there, and just like I would want to go everywhere. Like I need to meet the Philippines as an adult.
Out outside of Quezon City, what tourist destination would you want to go to? The first thing on your mind.
Mm,
Miss Jean, the internet signal is really
Any?
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you could repeat the
Oh,
question again.
sorry. Okay. Yeah. My question was, Marie, I mean, if you want to go to places outside of Quezon City, what's the first tourist destination on your mind? Where would you want to go?
I mean, I think
Or maybe
to
have you been
visit
to
the beaches. I don't know.
yes, the
The
beaches, yeah.
beaches.
Boracay. Have you been to Boracay?
Mm-mm. I
Not
don't
yet.
think so. Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
You should go there. Yeah, you should go there. Yeah, experience the beach, the best
Mhm.
beach in the Philippines, I guess. There.
Yeah, the best beach in the Philippines is actually
So
one of
far.
the most popular is actually Boracay.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's open because
Mm-hmm.
we recently opened some of
Mm-hmm.
the tourist destinations here in the country. So Boracay is actually
Mm-hmm.
inviting guests again to visit to be
Yeah, to
visited.
come home.
Yeah. So if in case that you will be
Mm-hmm.
allowed to, or maybe you could, if you have time to visit the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, I hope you can visit Boracay. Marie, when
Mm-hmm.
you were actually growing up and your parents are there, your mother and your grandmother, um, were you in one way or another trained to speak Filipino or Tagalog? Because Miss Gina asked you a while ago if you know some words,
Mm.
and of course, most of the probably the
Just a
others would,
little bit.
yeah,
She's
they would ask, was she taught Filipino words? Was there like
mm-hmm.
an attempt to teach you
Mm-hmm.
how to
Mm-hmm.
speak Filipino?
I think
Mm-hmm.
I they wanted me to learn. I knew some words, but I think it was too hard to like get me to sit down and learn a different language because all I want to do is run around and um yeah, and I'm also an only child, so I
Oh.
don't have any siblings to have like practiced speaking with. Yeah.
Um, to practice your Tagalog, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Is it
probably yeah.
true? Is it true that Filipinos born in the US cannot really enunciate the word any word with ng? Like can you say for us pangalan?
Pala-
Yeah. Can you say that pangalan?
Pangalan? Pangalan?
She can say it, Miss
Oh, she
Jean.
can.
She
Oh, she
can.
can.
I can
That is nice because I heard one. She's about 8 or 9 years old. She says panalan. She cannot mention ng. So yes,
yeah,
one
I can
point
do
for
that.
Maria. Pangalan, yeah. Good for you. Good for you. You can pronounce ng.
Yeah, I
One point
can.
for Marie. Yes.
I guess she could learn more Filipino and Tagalog
Yes,
words
she
when she
can.
visits the country again. If you stay here,
Yes, you
say for
should.
like a month to 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
definitely you'd learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can. She can.
Is there any food that you want to try here in the Philippines since
Yeah.
you've been here only when you were like a child? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure that you've seen some Filipino dishes or some foods from the Philippines. Is there something that you want to try that you have not tried?
Yeah.
Um, I think any street food that I'm willing to try anything, honestly.
Have you heard the
If
balot? Yeah.
if I'm in the Philippines, then I'll eat balot. But if I'm here, I don't know if I'll eat balot.
Miss Jean, di ba
Yes.
sa may UP, there's actually a famous, maybe you could share that
Yeah,
with me.
they have isaw. They call it isaw. I think it's intestine, chicken or pork intestine. So
Mhm.
they grill it. It tastes nice, but I don't know if you'll be able to. It's just like any barbecued meat, but you're just
Yeah,
thinking that its intestine might,
yeah.
For
I mean,
some people.
yeah, it's
if it smells good,
does
Ah,
it does,
smells
ah,
yeah.
good. I'll
it
still eat it. It's
depends.
okay.
It's actually
Yeah.
in UP. Have you heard of UP? It's in the
Mhm.
University of the Philippines.
Mhm.
There's a
Okay.
famous place there, Miss Jean, correct?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of
Larry,
yeah,
Mang
Mang
Larry.
Larry. And
Mang Larry's isaw.
yeah.
He
So
has all this barbecue.
maybe
Mhm.
when you probably go home, you can ask some of your relatives to bring you there when pandemic is over, so you could
Yes.
actually try their street foods.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to. I want to try everything.
Should.
Miss Jean, yeah,
Yeah.
you were
No,
saying something.
yeah, I have nothing in mind. I have
Ah,
nothing in
okay.
mind. Yes. Go
Um,
ahead.
and then I'm actually very, very curious with your path now, because you said you just
Mm-mm.
finished your MA for
Mhm.
the AMFT. What's actually your plan? And a while ago, we were also discussing before we
Mhm.
go on live that you've actually assisted some indigenous people, especially the undeserved people in the States. So maybe you could share that because it's a very, I guess it's a very
Mhm.
noble job.
Okay.
Yeah, so while I was completing my degree, we're all required to train in an agency while we're in school. So I trained in downtown San Francisco in the Tenderloin neighborhood, which is a neighborhood that has a lot of folks who experience poverty and substance use, and a lot of individuals who have severe diagnoses that have to do with mental health
Mhm.
diagnoses. Um, so that
Mhm.
I think is my specialty. I try to serve lots of minorities and underrepresented people. Um, uh, I also helped them just improve their quality of life overall, whether it was like they needed therapy sessions or they needed like money management classes
Mhm.
or they just needed like hygiene classes because a lot of them were
Mhm.
poor and or living on the streets and they didn't really have access to a lot of resources. So
Mhm.
my main goal was to bring all the resources together in one place and
Wow.
provide it for my clients.
Wow, money
Does it?
management and
Yeah.
hygiene.
So it's
Yeah.
sort of like a social
Mhm.
work. A lot of social workers and therapists work together,
Mhm. They work together.
and doctors because we tried to improve their overall life, not just one part of their life.
Mhm. Has it ever happened to you that you get exhausted from helping people deal with their depression and everything? And what do you do when you get home?
Yeah. How do
Yeah,
you
so
unload your how do you unload just to
Yeah, how
add
do
up to it?
yeah, to get food.
yes,
Oh,
in school we talked about burnout a lot
mm-hmm,
and the signs of burnout, which could look like you not caring for your clients anymore or you not wanting to do your job because it's
mm-hmm,
just so stressful and you hold so much.
mm-hmm,
And in school they actually taught us to explore what coping activities that we would enjoy doing so we can de-stress, so we can manage
mm-hmm,
ourselves while we manage other people.
mm-hmm,
Everyone has different coping. Like I used to, before COVID, I used to like get my nails done all the time because it was relaxing and I didn't have to talk to anyone
Uh-huh.
or stuff like that. Or
Mhm.
I would play video games online with my friends because that also is a
Mhm.
way of stress relief because it's something that I enjoy while also getting my energy out
Mhm.
and I feel refreshed the
Mhm.
next day.
Mhm.
So really it it all depends on the individual. Like you really have to know what your hobbies are. You have to like
Mhm.
meet your hobbies and really enjoy what you used to love doing. Like say even if it was something you
Mhm.
did when you were a kid, like if you do it again, that will help your own mental health and that will prevent you from having burnout and it'll really help the life of your career in the long run.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Have you ever unloaded, burdens with your Lola or your mother? Well, aside from, having your nails done, do they help?
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
your Lola help?
yeah, I mean, I know my mom really helps a lot. Me and my mom are also really
Mhm.
close. And she's
Mhm.
also really open to listening to me whenever I have stuff that I want to talk about, especially if
Mhm.
I'm coming back from work only from listening to other people talk about themselves.
Mhm.
So yeah, sometimes it gets really heavy, or if I want to talk
Mhm.
with my peers who are also in
Mhm.
the same mental health field as me, it's really good to have
Mhm.
friends in that field. Like
Mhm.
all of my classmates, we all still have a group chat together and we all
Wow.
talk to each other still to this day, even though we graduated already. And
Yeah,
we
that's
help each other
nice.
out.
That's
Mhm.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's actually good. What's the best advice that you receive from your mom and your Lola?
Mhm.
The best advice that you receive regard about life or about
Yeah,
love
about life.
life?
Um, I think the best piece of advice that I remember very distinctly my mom telling me at a young age is to show the world that you have a brain and that you can work efficiently and you can work just as hard as everyone else and you can do
Mhm.
whatever you want in whatever field because my mom never pressured me to do a certain career. She just wanted
Uh-huh.
me to succeed in whatever career I decided
Wow.
Oh.
and she wanted me to be happy and that was the
Mhm.
most important advice that she can give me like and
Oh.
that was more of a relief than her telling me what to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
She gave me permission to be who I wanted to be and do what I wanted
Mhm.
to do. And then when I did find it, I found out that I was so passionate about it. So I didn't even need someone to tell me what to do. I
Mhm.
had my own motivation to grow from inside me to start
Oh.
doing that. Yeah.
What about your Lola?
um she doesn't give me as much advice because like she knows that I work with in psychology and with the mind and with others. I don't know, she just reminds me to be compassionate towards others.
Mhm.
I think that's like it sounds very simple but it's
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
important to stay
Mhm.
compassionate towards
Mhm.
others, treat
Mhm.
the people the way you want to be treated.
Mhm. Mhm.
Something, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
And that's really common for Lolas.
For Lolas, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a word in mind. Have you heard that, Marie? The word is consentidor. Consentidor.
What does
In
that mean?
English, I don't know what that word is in English, but this is
Yeah.
consentidora is someone who really supports you in whatever you do, even if it goes against the will of your mother. So usually the Lola could be a consentidora, but in a loving way. So has your Lola been like that to you? Has she been a consentidora to you? You go to her even if your mother says no, but the
Yeah.
Lola says yes.
Yes. Or if your
So
mom is angry and you want something,
yeah,
you would go to your Lola and tell her, Lola, I want this, but mom
No,
doesn't like it.
yeah. And
I
then
didn't.
Lola says yes.
Yeah. Did that ever happen?
Yeah.
Not not really. I mean, I don't think I took advantage of that as much as I could have because I was the only child, so I guess there was no other competition for me. for me not to get what I asked for. Um, but I
Oh.
mean, they're both like very different and but like
Mhm,
different in a supportive way.
mhm.
And yeah. I don't there was never a situation where I had to go behind someone else's back and then ask for something. It was very open, yeah.
Mhm.
What is that one Filipino trait that you are actually most proud of?
Hmm. Mm, I guess at least in my family, a lot of my family relatives really love school and were so dedicated to it that I inherited that same trait of wanting to stay in school and work really hard.
Mhm,
Like my family members who did immigrate from the Philippines, they immigrated to the United States in order to find better opportunities, whether it was through work or school. And that theme in my family really repeats itself in different ways, even though it's
mhm,
different years or different decades. I have many
mhm,
like family stories of um, a single relative leaving their hometown just to get something better for themselves to bring it back home. So
mhm,
that's
mhm,
something that I really love about my family and my culture. We're really proud of where we come from and we will take it everywhere
mhm,
we go and we'll show off and we'll say,
mhm,
you know what, I am Filipino and we're doing great things or be like a representative of the culture.
Oh,
mhm.
that's
You go
nice.
places.
Yeah,
You go
that's
places with a personality like that. Yeah, it's nice.
yes. Very nice. And actually, I really love what you're doing now. Helping other
Mhm,
people because it's a noble job and that's what we
mhm.
all need at this time, at this pandemic.
Yeah.
Correct, Miss Jean?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, yes. We totally need someone to support us and help us mentally.
Mentally, psychologically, and in so many ways. So,
Also,
you
literally.
know, since it's past, it's actually past
Mhm,
1:30. So, Marie, thank you so much. But of course, before we really end, we actually want to get your
mhm,
message to Filipino people, or probably some to your family first, to your mom and to your lola, because I'm pretty sure that both of them are very special to you.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, so my message,
Yeah, your message to
uh,
your
yes.
mom and lola.
that I am so grateful for every single thing that they've
Mhm,
done, even before I was even existing. The
mhm,
journey that my family has taken, I don't take for granted at all, and I really hold on to these stories and I hold them, um, so then I can use them for my own motivation to work hard towards my own goals.
mhm,
And when I see the amount of obstacles they had to go through or the amount of stress they had to experience to get where they want to be, that makes me hopeful
mhm,
because if they could do it, then definitely I could do
mhm,
it.
mhm, mhm.
So I'm
True.
very
Good.
grateful.
Yeah. Very true. Miss Jean, how's your internet signal? Hi, Miss Jean. Okay.
I think it's okay. Am I still on?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. Marie, it's really normal. In the Philippines, our signal is
Can you?
internet signal is really bad.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, we
are
lose
you back,
connection
Miss
every
Jean?
now and then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Am I
Um,
back? Yeah, okay. I can hear
yes,
you. I can
yes.
hear you.
So
Okay.
thank you, Miss Jean, you have
Mm.
additional questions for Marie?
Oh no, no more, no more. I'm just glad that the personality of Marie and the way she is right now, being a second generation in the US. I hope to see you go places, and I hope to see your name up there later on. You know, conquer
Thank
the world, girl. You can do
you.
it.
Yeah,
And
and
good luck to you.
And
Thanks.
from the Philippines, we're very proud of what you have become and what
Mhm.
you're actually doing now. So continue that. And maybe later on in one of our episodes on tips and advices, Miss Jean, we can invite her and probably we can
Yeah,
talk
we
about
should. We should.
mental health, since
Yes.
definitely
Oh.
you have a lot of things to share here that we can
Mm-hmm.
probably adopt. So we will see you again probably after a month or two. So I hope
Yeah,
it's
I would
okay,
love
Marie,
to
that
be
we will
back.
invite you.
Yeah, I would love to be back and talk
Okay.
about more mental health stuff.
Yeah, thank
Yay.
you. Yay. Well,
Thank you so much, Marie.
mm.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
Marie.
me.
Yeah. Thank you, Marie, and thank you, Miss Jean. So, mga kababayan, maraming salamat po sa pagsama sa amin. Mabilis po talaga yung oras kapag nagkakatuwaan. We are actually so happy for what we've heard
Mhm.
from Marie, and we hope that she can
Mhm.
join us again in our
Mhm.
upcoming episodes of Tips and Advices. But mga kababayan,
Mhm.
please don't forget to visit our portal. It's www.angpinoy.net, and you may also visit our YouTube and watch this episode. It's Ang Pinoy channel. So,
Mhm.
muli po, eto si Jaisal kasama si Marie and si Miss Jean. Magandang hapon, and we will see you on Tuesday for Entre Pinoy. Thank you. Thanks, Marie, for your
Bye.
time.
Bye, Marie.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.